After many years, I've nailed it. I've nailed the most productive morning routine. None of these ice baths, none of these saunas, none of these deconstructed lemon juice, triple lemonade, strawberry flavored protein shakes, none of these yoga sessions. If you want the most productive morning to set up your whole day, you just sit down and start working. That's it. On Fridays, my wife is up at 4:30. I can't let her have a more productive day than me. So I get up with her, I sit down, and I start working. By the time the rest of the world is up, by the time the calls start, the day starts, I've already accomplished 2 to 3 hours of focus work where I've ticked off some important items, the things that were not finished yesterday or the things that I plan to do. I've already set myself up for the whole day. Now, it's not to say that I don't love the ice baths and the saunas and the romantic walks on the beach and the gym sessions. I definitely do that. And it's an easy thing to do when you have 2 kids. But if I am in the office, I'm blessed to have a walking treadmill and a standing desk. First thing, if I possibly can, I start moving. As I'm ticking off a few important items of the day, I'm getting some steps in, some basic steps. Now, don't compare walking outside to walking on a treadmill, but it's at least some movement. After I do 2 to 3 hours of focus work when I can, sometimes I can't. Sometimes the kids are up at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., the toddler's in our bed doing Jackie Chan. I can't even, like an octopus kickflip from 11 p.m. in our bed, and he just rotates. He does this thing where randomly he'll pick a position, he'll lift his legs up, and he'll just stomp on wherever those legs land. Could be my jaw, could be my balls, and I've been receiving the unlucky end of the stick lately. My daughter decides to wake up at 2 a.m. because she's still in European time, that gypsy power. So some nights, some mornings, it's just not possible to get up at 5 or 6 and put your head down and work. And that's just it. I don't get upset about it. But there are nights where I'm blessed to get that 6 or 7 hours of hopefully sleep. Now, last night, our dogs, Julio and Stella, decided they wanted to go outside 3 times. But if you want the most productive morning, do the thing that needs to be done. You know what that thing is, whether it's making a phone call, calls, 50 calls, maybe it's replying to a whole bunch of emails, maybe it's hiring someone, maybe it's firing someone. Just do the thing. Just sit down and do it. None of these, man, so many business coaches and life coaches. You got to von sway your life with an Ethiopian pineapple fritter. The first thing in the morning, you sizzle it on the balcony, and then you're set up with high energy for the rest of the day. Just shut up and work. Sit down and do it. Stop making excuses and I'll get to it. These morning routines are getting out of control. By the time you actually sit down to do work, you're actually tired from the morning routine, whatever it might be. I'm not saying yoga and gym and jogs is not a brilliant thing. It definitely is. And at 9:30, 10 o'clock, I am hitting that boxing class. I am hitting that ice bath. I am hitting that sauna. I am working out. I'm on the bike. I'm on the beach. Very important. And if I don't do that, if I don't do the physical exercise, I definitely start to get brain fog. If I just sit in that room, I call it the dungeon, whether I'm walking on that treadmill or whether I'm standing up, or sitting down. So by no means, but man, I'm seeing a lot of entrepreneurs succeed in what they do. Then they get to a level of, they get to a certain size, and then they start attributing their successes to their morning routines and their crazy schedules. And then all of a sudden their business is shifting in a direction. And they're like, what's going on? Well, it's because a lot of time is wasted from doing core work and doing the things that made you successful in the first place to shifting over to this perception of what it is to do this. So if anyone is out there, those morning routines are definitely killer. I definitely need the moons to be aligned when I sit down with my lights on and my mechanical keyboard and things need to be perfect. But a lot of that is just excuses, and it's sometimes an excuse not to do that thing. We're all only human. But that's the morning routine that works for me. That is the most productive for me personally. Just I get up, I have my multis, I drink some water, I sit down and I get into it. Do some really basic stretches, not even, and tackle those hard things first thing in the morning. This morning I had to finish off a few landing pages. That took me way too long. I never want to build a website with Divi ever again. I didn't actually build it with Divi. We took over the site and I can't wait to rebuild it. Fixed up some Google Ads, added some additional keywords into a whole bunch of campaigns, started looking for more team members across the world, looking for a link builder, looking for an SEO team lead, a whole bunch of stuff to add to the team. I accomplished more this morning before the sun went up than most people in their day. I'm not trying to compare. It's just I win the rest of the day if I start with a day like that. Followed by at 9:30, 10 o'clock, sauna, ice bath, boxing, bit of weights, on the bike, straight back into the office. The dungeon. It's not an office, it's a dungeon. Got my cool lights, got my Tibetan meditation, high hertz music happening with some water, got the light rotation. Sometimes when my parents are not going to be there, they use it as a holiday home. I bring my cavoodles in for moral support, my doggies, and we build some websites and help businesses succeed. Sauna done, ice bath done, boxing class done, weights class done, in and out. This place is life-changing. Now, back to what I was saying before. Everyone is different. Don't listen to me. Do the thing that works for you. For me, if I need to get work out the door, if I need to get a website done, the morning routines and the ice baths and the romantic sand shoe recycling at Brunswick on a Egyptian snow shovel, they don't do it for me. I still need to sit down and do the work. If I need to get a website out, I need to sit down and get the website out. So for me, I get up in the morning before everyone's up and I get it done. I tick off those items, 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm still getting my exercise in because that's a must. Don't sit in front of a computer for more than X hours. You know what those hours are. That's for me personally in the digital space where I'm in front of the computer all day, pretty much. So I'm trying to separate the day. This is just what works for me. Everybody's different. Hope that helps.